everybody. Beaumont Enterprise Sports reporter Avi Zalen here. Following Lamar basketball's 84-65 win against Central Arkansas at the Montaigne Center. Pretty much the story of this one is Lamar faced a terrible team, and they did what they're supposed to do against terrible teams, which is kind of dominate them. Central Arkansas is now 0-14 on the season. They have a first-year head coach in Russ Pennell, who's kind of rebuilding things over there. But what I kind of wrote about in my story is that this is a step towards normalcy, because this is what, not media. Well, we don't really know where Lamar is yet, and that's why I was kind of struggling, because we don't really know where Lamar is going to fit into the Southland standings, whether they're kind of a middle of the pack team, whether they're an upper tier team. We don't really know that yet because they haven't faced some of those better teams in the conference yet. But this is a step in the right direction, because Lamar's not that 0-14 team anymore. Because it used to be that Lamar, the past 2 seasons, was that team that everybody kind of looked at and beat up on and said, oh, it's practically a bye week, and if we lose to these guys, we're really in trouble. It's not. Lamar's not that team anymore. And that's, I think, a huge step forward for the program, because now it's, the torch has been passed, so to speak, to a UCA team, like I said, that hasn't won a game yet this year. And I think that for Lamar, it could have been a trap game, maybe. That's at least what Coach Tick Price said. They're coming off a loss against Uno, and I think maybe their sense of urgency was up a little more. One of the best things that came out of this game for Lamar is that they didn't wait until the second half to really get started, which is something they kind of struggled with against Nichols and against New Orleans, is that, Lamar kind of right from the jump really imposed their will, and that's, something that you wanted to see from this team that maybe had been absent before. Just a couple first half numbers for you. Lamar points off turnovers 20-0 to the Cardinals, bench points 25-9 to Lamar as well in that category. They turn Central Arkansas over 13 times, while Lamar itself only has 2 turnovers. Jory Bosha starts what would ultimately be a career game for him. In the first half, he's 4 of 5 from the field, including 3 of 4 from three-point range, finishes with 11 points. He ends up having 19 points to lead all scores, and like I said, it's the most points he scored in college. Won 7 of 10 shooting, 5 of 8 from the field. 3 rebounds, 4 steals, no turnovers for Jory in this one. So a great game off the bench for the Hardin-Jefferson grad. And then the other encouraging thing is that he's a true freshman, and then the other true freshman, Kevin Booz, starts and has himself a game. He finishes with 14 points on 5 of 10 shooting, with 3 assists and 2 steals. So, that's definitely something obviously you want to see from your true freshmen, and those are guys that are only going to grow and get better through this system, in the next 3 years that they're here, unless obviously they transfer or whatever. But assuming they're here for the next 3 years, certainly encouraging signs all around. Lamar does actually get outscored 36-32 in the second half, but at that point it was kind of like a time for some of the guys lower down the bench to get some playing time. And obviously if you're up by at least 20, you kind of sort of enter that lull and lose that sense of urgency. In the first half, something that was really working for Lamar that they usually break out a little later in the game is their their trapping attack, and they had a full court press going, and that really seemed to frazzle UCA. Like I said, 22 turnovers total in this game, 13 of those coming in the first half, and Lamar's really able to take advantage from that. So really not a whole lot else to say from this game, at least. If I can find Lamar's schedule here, we can look ahead a bit. Monday night, I believe it's Monday night. Let's see, what's today? Yes, Monday night. Sorry, I'm just... Monday night, they are at Corpus, and that should be a good game. Right now, Corpus is one of the better teams, I think, in the conference. They start off with the conference win 6-7 overall, but they've played some difficult teams. Corpus is a decent team. That should be a good test for Lamar to kind of be a litmus test to see where they're at in the conference. And then they're at Northwestern State on a week from today. They don't come back home until January 19th for Southeastern Louisiana. So that's pretty much it from the Montaigne Center. Thank you guys so much for watching, and keep up with coverage as Lamar season moves ahead. Thanks.